Hello and good day, welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be a fast, concise overview. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 42. Let's get started now. The book of Jeremiah chapter 42 tells the story of a group of Jewish leaders who come to Jeremiah seeking God's guidance. These leaders are survivors of the Babylonian conquest and have fled to Egypt for safety. They ask Jeremiah to inquire of the Lord for them, promising to do whatever God commands them to do. Jeremiah tells them that he will inquire of the Lord and that he will faithfully relay God's message to them. He warns them, however, that they must be willing to obey God's command, even if it is not what they want to hear. The leaders assure Jeremiah that they will obey God's command, whatever it may be. Jeremiah inquires of the Lord, and God's response is clear. The people of Judah must remain in Babylon and not go to Egypt. If they disobey and go to Egypt, they will face destruction and death. God promises that if they stay in Babylon, He will bless them and keep them safe. The leaders are not pleased with God's answer, as they had hoped to find safety and prosperity in Egypt. They accuse Jeremiah of lying and insist on going to Egypt despite God's warning. In their minds, Egypt seems like a safe haven, and they refuse to listen to God's command. The lesson here is that when we seek God's guidance, we must be willing to accept His answer, even if it is not what we want to hear. It is easy to trust God when His answer aligns with our desires, but true faith requires that we trust Him even when His answer is difficult or uncomfortable. Furthermore, this chapter highlights the importance of obedience to God's commands. The leaders in this story were willing to seek God's guidance, but they were not willing to obey His command. Obedience is essential to our relationship with God, and it demonstrates our love and trust in Him. When we obey God, we align ourselves with His will and open ourselves up to His blessings. The application of this teaching in our day-to-day lives is that we must be willing to trust God's guidance, even when it goes against our desires or expectations. We must also be willing to obey God's commands, even when they are difficult or uncomfortable. This requires a willingness to surrender our own desires and submit to God's will. It is also important to recognize that God's guidance is not always what we expect. His ways are higher than our ways, and His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. When we seek His guidance, we must be willing to trust that He knows what is best for us, even if it does not align with our own understanding. In conclusion, the story of the leaders who sought God's guidance in the book of Jeremiah chapter 42 is a reminder of the importance of trust and obedience in our relationship with God. We must be willing to trust His guidance and obey His commands, even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. When we do, we align ourselves with His will and open ourselves up to His blessings. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.